and welcome. In this section, we get to the heart of the matter. We get to finally lay out our contact sheet. And I wanted first to show you a contact sheet so you can get an idea of what we're going to be creating. In this one, it's fully populated with Christmas images. And I like to use contact sheets to promote specific thematic work. It's a great way to show all your work in a quick way. That's what contact sheets are for. And in this example, you can see that I have my branding on the side, my logo, and you can see images. And I wanted to let you know that the way InDesign works, the way it keeps your computer running smoothly, is that it gives you a very rough approximation of your images. So don't be scared if they look all jagged. They will look smooth once you have them either correctly linked or you have the view. If you right click, you can display performance. You can see it at high quality display. I'm going to leave it on typical display because with recording, it's taking up a lot of RAM and I don't want it to I don't want it to crash while I'm recording. So this is one example. Here I have a greeting card inventory and it has several captions. It has a caption on the bottom that has a sentiment, and it has a caption on the side. I'll zoom in so you can see them, with a file name. It also has a drop shadow, that's the shading that you see here, and again it has my branding up on the upper right and more branding here on the lower right. Alright, back to our sample document. So we come back here and I turn on my smart guides. So you can get your smart guides to turn on by under the view menu. And then under grids and guides, I have smart guides checked. I have snap to guides checked, and I have lock column guides so that they don't move around. So if you want your smart guides to be on, press Ctrl U. And the smart guides are the pink lines that show up when I am centered, such as this one here. You see the sort of magenta line that shows up when I'm in the center, and then it disappears when I unclick. And the smart guides show up as purple or green lines depending on what I'm aligning. If you're aligning to the document, they show up as magenta, and the green ones show up when they align with other objects in the document. There we go. Look at that green line. And it also lets you know when things are perfectly spaced apart. Love it. Anyway, so I'm a big fan of the smart guides. If you're not, if it's too many lines showing up here and there and it's distracting to you, then Control U and it'll turn them off. We're going to lay this out in a very sketchy way. I know we're going to have some kind of text here. I know we're going to have some kind of image here. And I've chosen to use a frame because the convention back in the day for graphic design is anything that had an X on it is going to be an image. And so the frame, it just works to tell me that there's going to be an image that's going to be dropped in there. There's going to be some kind of caption, so we can use our text box again, probably a little guy like that. I don't know if I want it to be all that far over into the column. There we go, that's better. So not only, let me put this heading over here. I think I like it better on this side. And then when I'm replicating two things at once, I press Alt and it will duplicate the thing that I have selected. So I'm going to press Alt to duplicate these two and then use my smart guides to immediately drop it in place. And because I created it using our column guides, I can very quickly align a bunch of items on the document. So it's going to look something like this, and then maybe 4 rows, 3 or 4 rows. We'll see how that goes. I want my contact info down there too. I have a tendency to be redundant. I like my logo up there. And I'm going to quickly rotate it 90 degrees. I used the control panel, but you're welcome to use the rotate tool, which is R. Put my logo over here on the side, and this is going to be my email info, just like you saw it on the other page. Like in my card inventory, I'll drop that in. Since it's we have our first row, And what I'm doing to duplicate them is I click and drag over the things that I'm selecting with my selection tool, and then press Alt and press Shift as well to keep them aligned. And then I let go of everything once it's in place. I'm going to try to get a third and fourth row. Let's try to get a third row first. See how that works for us, and if we can get a fourth row, awesome. It looks like we are not going to have enough space, but let's see if we can. Here's how I'll test. I'm going to select this group on the bottom, this row on the bottom. I'm going to press Ctrl G to group them. You see how it changes? It changes to a dashed line down here. That tells me that something's in a group. I'm grouping each one of these rows in order to move them around easily and test whether a fourth one will fit. I'm only going to move the top row and the bottom row, and then I'm going to select all of them, and then using my alignment tool, otherwise known as the Distribute Vertical Centers tool, I'll check to see if I can fit one more row. No, doesn't look like it. No, we still have crossover here on the bottom. It's going to look awkward. Okay, so scrap that plan. And I'm not going to make you watch me adjust everything in real time, so I'm going to fast forward through this section so you can see quickly where I end up. You'll see I have a habit of switching back and forth between preview and normal mode, but at the moment we have nothing inside of these boxes, so when I go into preview mode, it just looks like a blank page. Gotta move this one up. And then evenly space these. And we can evenly space them again by using our alignment tools over here on the upper right of the control panel. If you don't see it, search in your window under Object and Layout. Shift F7 is the shortcut key to your alignment tools. I like using my control panel. I think you guys already know I'm a huge fan. You don't have to find it. Alright, and then I press the evenly over here. Distribute Vertical Centers. Yeah, sure. It's a shish kebab. Looks like a shish kebab and evenly spaced kebabs. That one. Pick that one. This is going to work for us, I think. And if you want to put a little illustration here or put like some, graphic element, a stripe or whatever, that would be cool. But that's the basic framework for your layout.